Hey, precious souls, I am sorry I'm late. I just had like 10 things pop up in the last 2 hours. But I'm here and I'm so excited for all of you that are going to come on. Today we're going to do like a 10-minute wine and weed chat. I have my wine. I hope if you're here you have a glass of wine, a cocktail, a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, or just some cold water on this warm summer day. I'm in Atlanta where it's like really warm. I was sweating trying to get ready for you guys today, so sorry if I'm a little shiny. Woo! Rushing. But I'm here. Let's all take a deep breath. Take one with me because I need it. So dropping into your intuition and dropping into any part of you that is spiritual requires that you do just that, and it is to take a deep breath and to ground, to get out of all like the stress of whatever is going on, all of the commitments, all of the people, animals, things, duties that need demands from you, that have demands from you. So for you to pop into your intuition, hey Scott, you need to ground. So let's do it again. Let's take a deep breath. And let's be together. I landed on this topic today because it comes up so much, and I think people don't really know how to use their intuition. And as you know, or maybe you don't know, there are many ways to describe what your intuition is. Some people call it your gut feeling, something you just know, you have a feeling. Some people call it, the wisdom of your soul, your spirit, your still small voice is something that Christians call it. And so the word intuition, comes from the word intuit. So, you're intuiting, you're looking to an inner wisdom, and you're looking to an inner knowledge that you have. So I'm a firm believer that we are all human beings that are basically spiritual beings having a human experience. And when you came into this life, when you were born as a little bitty baby, you had, hi Philip, you had a wisdom placed inside of you, a seed of source of God himself, of the angels, the power that creates worlds. That's what Esther Hicks calls it. The power that creates worlds, the wisdom of the universe that all come from this main source, which you can call God, you can call source, you can call the universe. It's all the same thing. But it is a bright being of knowledge, of wisdom, of love. And part of that is a seed that's inside of you, and you had it inside of you at birth. The problem is, as we mature, and it happens around like the age of 7, 8, 9, around 3rd or 4th grade, we go through a period of realizing that we need to doubt ourselves. So when you're born, and this is what I love going back to, like remember, if you can remember, or if you watch or have a young child around you, do little kids care what anybody thinks? No. Do they check in before they move or act and ask if it's okay? No. They just move and groove, and they're in wild wonder and curiosity, and hey Dennis, and they follow their soul's calling, okay? They follow what feels like passion to them. They follow what feels like happiness to them. They back away from things that don't feel good, and that is the intuition. It's that seed of divine sacred knowledge that was placed in you at birth. Hi Tariku, that you have, and that we forget that we have, because we are taught, hey Raina, we are taught when we are about 7, 8, 9 years old that we're supposed to doubt ourselves, even feel ashamed of ourselves, that we don't know as good as the adults know, we don't know as good as our teachers know, we need to be quiet and not speak unless we're spoken to, and all those things that we're taught. My friend Joey Ryman calls it de-geniusing. And so we're basically brainwashed, and it's all with good intention, it's all out of wanting to protect us and all that. I mean, the parents that we have are only doing what was done to them, but what it does is it starts to shut down and turn down that intuitive, wise, sacred knowledge that we're all born with, that knows the answer every single time, all right? You have a knowledge in you that's intuitive. I call myself an intuitive. I call myself a clairvoyant, but I don't say it because I think I'm special. I'm just claiming what we actually all have, which is a clairvoyance, an intuition, a gut feeling. That is there with sacred knowledge that knows more than we mentally think that we know based on our logic, that supersedes logic, that comes from a place of sacredness, that comes from a place that is directly from source, directly from God, directly from the power that creates the universe, and you have it in you. So let's just talk through, let's do a little one-on-one. What does it feel like to follow your intuition? So your intuition is in a place about right down here where your soul is. It's a place of knowing. It's a place that, by the way, it's not here. It's not in your neck. It's not in your shoulders. It's not where you get stressed out. It's not where you overthink things. It's the place where you know things, where you can rest into them. So your intuition can get fired up when you have a question and you want to know the answer. The way that you do it, and it can take some practice, or you can get it the first time. Actually, you get it all the time. How many times do you look back on something and you say, I knew it. I knew that was going to happen. I knew if I went, like you, I'll know when I am planning something, like I'll know in my gut if I'm actually going to make it. Like I can feel a sinking feeling, but then I'll override it a lot. I'll be like, no, I'm going to be there. But like when I end up not being able to make it because something comes up, I'm like, totally knew that when I tried to plan it. Something in my gut turned a switch off and was like, you're not going to make this, Karin. All right, you can pretend like you are. And I'm like, I knew it. When I was little, I used to be able to, in my head, I always knew what song was coming on the radio right before it came on. Again, intuition, it's a clairvoyance. It's a knowing that supersedes our mental knowing, okay? And many of you, when you were young, you remember knowing things, sensing the way people felt, maybe intuiting into maybe the way your animals were feeling or what they needed from you, or just knowing what felt good to you. So your intuition is, the voice of your intuition is your emotional side. Your spirit speaks to you through your emotions that are going to come from this part, not your mental emotions that run away with you. We call it the monkey mind, but the emotions of your soul, the pure, authentic, divine emotions that come from you. And the way your intuition speaks to you is it gives you, hi Ashu, it gives you a thumbs up, an expanding feeling when you think about it. Hey Mary King. It gives you, or just Mary, I'm sorry, Mary King Lee, good to see you again. It gives you a feeling of expansion, of lightness when the option that you are considering aligns with who you are as a spiritual being. So intuition is you checking in with what is in alignment with who you are. And so alignment is you lining up with God, with Source, with your higher self, and with your soul here on this earth. Oh, you're an authentic empath, Mary King Lee says. Yeah, of course you are. I know you are. That's why we connect. We actually all are empathic. We all are. Well, empathic means you can sense the feelings of others, but we all are intuitive, all right? So checking in. So here's the way I want you to practice it. You ask your question, or even you're in a moment, and even if it's like what to put on, what clothes to put on, even if it's a question about, something so big as to take a new job, or to let go of somebody, or let go of a friend, or someone that you're are under contract with, or maybe it's which dog to pick when you go to pick a dog. I mean, all of those things. I ask my intuition, my higher self, to advise me on everything. All right, and when I'm in alignment, I can feel it. So the yes feels like when you stop and you just say, all right, so let's say it's about picking a job, okay? Again, we take the deep breath and you just say to yourself, excuse me, I didn't mean to stutter there. I always ask that all the beings of the white light of God be around me. Any being that does not serve the white light of God, that is not here for my highest intent, I ask that you go back to the place you call home. I ask that only those beings, angels, entities, and loved ones that are here in the name of the white light of God be allowed to advise me on this, and that you speak to my higher self, and that my higher self is in alignment with Source and with Source's, or with God's intention for my life, my highest good. And then I'll stop and I'll say, am I supposed to go this way? Is this the right choice? And I don't let it go up, all right? Always let it go down, follow your breath, and check in. The very first thing that pops up, you'll either feel an expansion, a lightness, that's your yes, or you'll feel a contraction, something that feels like no. Now, maybe mentally you've made a list of things that make sense for this, and so you'll try to undo it, but try not to go back up into your mind and convince yourself. When you have to convince yourself, it's never from your soul. If you feel a contraction, if you feel a heaviness, it feels like a weight kind of drops down when you say, should I do this? You'll immediately know. You will immediately know. Trust the way you feel in your core. That is your soul's voice. That is your emotional and spiritual GPS, okay? Sometimes it will be a neutral feeling. Sometimes you will feel kind of like a level when you're doing building projects. You'll feel like a level, like it's kind of even, and that is your spirit just saying, you know what, neither choice is like wrong right now, or maybe we just don't know right now and we're waiting for things to even out. And in all of this, no matter what it is, always speak gratitude over it. Always speak gratitude. After you feel that heaviness, tightness, or maybe it's a neutral response, speak gratitude over it and ask that you're given signs and direction and guidance from your world around you, your environment. Ask that you see words or see numbers or see something in nature, or that someone has a word for you that they're totally unaware, that will confirm. Kim says, when you have to convince yourself it's not right for your soul. Oh yeah, I know, I need to put that on something. Thanks. It's true, right? That's your mental mind trying to talk your soul out of its decision. So When you're checking in and when we're confirming it, go in, ask your angels and your guides and God for signs, ask for confirmation that you're on the right path. And here's what's amazing. You're going to be getting those. It's just up to you whether you're going to receive them. Okay. Hey, Tim, thank you. So anytime you get a little, like maybe a butterfly goes by, don't discredit it. Every single confrontation you have, that's a bad word, rendezvous that you have with nature or with a person that feels like it might be a message, it is, okay? It always is. Just check in, and the very first thing that your soul says, your intuition, is your answer, okay? So there's your intuition one-on-one. I have to hop off because I'm going to meet my friend right now. But thank you guys for tuning in. If you want more of me, please click on the link that's on my site. Go to my website. I have a course up right now that's called Reclaim Your Power that walks you through, and I'll put it down here on the feed. It walks you through the steps of getting rid of your belief that you're not worthy, your belief that you're not trustworthy, and it gets you to a place where you will trust your own intuition. I walk you through the steps of forgiveness for people that have somehow put that unworthiness around you and bound you with it. And it's a step-by-step, very, the process I give you is the exact same thing that I went through. I have meditations for you. I have messages. Oh, thanks, Raider. I have messages from my guides in there that are specifically meant for you. I have some exercises that will help you clarify your own worthiness and your own power. So if that resonates with you, click on the link that I'm going to post here, and I'd love to see you there. While you're here, make sure you like and follow my page, and I can't wait to see more of you guys. Watch for my next courses and hopefully my next book contract. Thank you, Philip. All right, you guys, have a great night. Remember, when you're leading with your heart, you're always going the right direction. Bye.